Dearly beloved, I pray that one day when this phase is over, you'll be intelligent enough to use your experiences of emotions to benefit others. Dearly beloved, please remember forget the past. Learn from your experiences. Blossom, even. Remember Tom that you thought broke your heart. Well, he really didn't mean to. He didn't mean to tell you that your insecurities are ugly, and he definitely did not mean to chase after the girl that he promised you was just a friend. That's in the past now. Let it go. You spent a very long time pretending you didn't care. You lost yourself for a while. You got caught up in thinking the happiness of others was more important than the happiness of yourself. It's okay to be upset. He was important to you and he let you down. Familiar feeling, I know. But you were so much younger than you felt and he was so much more controlling than you like to admit. Don't depend on others. You don't need to. Dearly beloved, please promise to stop growing your skin so thick. I understand that it helps to feel secluded and as if nobody can hurt you or let you down anymore. You have spent too long struggling with your emotions and experiencing thoughts and feelings that you would never wish upon anybody. Don't look yourself away. No, nobody is able to hurt you, but nobody can love you this way either. If you continue to build up your walls and block people out, then who is going to benefit from the explosive colours inside of you? Who will be on the receiving end of that giant, generous heart that you have? Stop acting so cold and stop pretending. Try to let your guard down. Dearly beloved, learn to forgive. I'm not saying everyone, just the important ones. Your dad didn't mean to do the things he did, and your cousins didn't mean to end up in prison. If she was able to, Nana would not just remember your name, but all sorts of crazy tiny details about you. Granddad would stick around if he wasn't so lonely. Don't hold that against him. Grandma feels just as misunderstood as you do. She was never successfully able to grow out of that teenage frame of mind, even 50 years later. And as for Richard, well, I guess I'll allow a single grudge. Just remember, you're not the only one that hurts. Dearly beloved, be a role model. You have born an only child into a dysfunctional family. That's okay. You had no great grandparents, and the grandparent situation was a funny one. You hated growing up without anyone that could spoil you or bake with you or take you to the park. Not having anyone to talk about when your friends discussed their sleepovers at grandma's that they had at the weekend was the most painful bit, and I get that. Just don't forget how now you have a responsibility. You have 4 cousins and a younger sister finding themselves in exactly the same situation that you were once in. You are the only one that understands how it feels, so let them know. Let them know that they don't need to feel lonely or sad or ashamed. They have a fabulous young lady that will do all of these things with them. Dearly beloved, don't forget your roots. Embrace them, learn from them, and love them. A South African grandma is something pretty cool. Just because she's terrible at staying in contact and would rather not be referred to as grandma doesn't mean you have to shut her up completely. I know it hurts. I know that you spent years longing for her to show signs of affection, craving for her care. She's a part of you, and even she cannot deny you of that. It's there, in your blood, in your veins. She's there. So embrace it. Make her a part of you. Tell everybody about the time you travelled all the way to the top of Table Mountain, about waking up to the sound of the waves crashing down on the velvety sand. Tell everyone you saw a mother whale give birth to her baby. Spend your life recalling these stories and don't listen when people tell you they are bored, and when they ask you to shut up, keep going. Dearly beloved, you are so important to your parents. Your relationship with them is different to that of your sister. They might shout at you a little louder for a little longer, but cut them some slack. They are still learning. They are so proud of everything that you have managed to achieve. You've always known more than you probably should do, but that's nobody's fault. You understand things that perhaps you shouldn't, but that will only benefit you in the long run, trust me. Your mother taught you not punishing you. Dearly beloved, drugs and alcohol scare you more than they do the average teenager. Good. You've been through a lot. Your cute little family that everybody is so smitten with is slightly more dysfunctional than anybody gives them credit for. I know you struggle with that sometimes, but you do well. You've stood your ground for so many years now, and not giving in is something in which you excel. I know you worry about your friends, and I know hearing their stories from the latest raves scare you a little embarrassingly so. However, continue to preach. Continue to annoy them with your lectures and gross mythical stories about how harmful these substances can really be. It's not your responsibility to keep them safe, but it is your responsibility to keep yourself safe. Please always stay this strong. Grant somebody else the serenity to accept the things that they cannot change. Dearly beloved, continue to stand up for what you think is right. You have very strong morals, and no matter what anybody says, that's a good trait. If somebody makes a joke that you don't feel comfortable with, or a ludicrous statement, never fail to argue back. When somebody says that homosexual couples should not be allowed to have children, sympathise with their stupidity. When somebody proceeds to tell a racist joke, gently remind them that we are in 2013 and their humour is quite frankly bad taste and out of date. When somebody mocks disabilities, try to correct their naivety. Never give up in what you believe is right. Dearly beloved, stop wishing your youth away. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's 100% true. Stop craving the freedom of moving away and doing your own thing. You're pretty free as it is. I know, soon that you'll be having to clean and cook for yourself, even do your own ironing, and Lord knows that you struggle with the basic. So please, stop complaining when your mum forces you to eat a whole plate of dinner before you go out for the night and justifies it with, whilst you're living under my roof, you'll abide by my rules. Embrace it, because you'll miss it soon. Dearly beloved, respect your elders. Your mother is the strongest, most independent woman that you have ever come across. She's been your role model for the past 17 years and will continue to be for the next 17 years and the 17 years after that. She's explained to you the difference between right and wrong and love and hatred. She's cradled you when things aren't right and cradled you when they are. You're lucky to have a mother that knows the answer to every possible question that you could ever throw at her. She's always had your best interest at heart and wants nothing but the greatest for you and your sister. Give her a break. She's some sort of superwoman, but even she needs reminding every now and then. Tell her that you love her, tell her that you're grateful, and tell her that she is beautiful. The definition of lucky simply explodes when it comes to you and your parents. Please never forget that. Dearly beloved, trust me, you're doing just fine.